What's up, Alphas? It's your boy, Alphas. Mate, you know how we looking. We looking cute. We looking clean. And we looking sexy. I'm here to bring you a Zell theory because I theorize. I come up with stuff. I want to talk about stuff. I got ideas. And I just want to see what my boys and random people and my friends and everybody think about these random thoughts. So follow my boy. His name is Trail. You see his @ right above him on his left side. So just hit that follow button and see what you think about other things. And today we're talking about media. Interaction between the media. Falsehoods. Are they creating narratives? Are they creating this perception to get you to buy into what they want? And I want to talk about it. So Trail, how are you doing today, Alpha?
And I'm good, man. I'm good. It's all love, man. How you doing?
I'm blessed, man. But we gonna get in this and they might get rid of us, you know what I'm saying? Our channel might be terminated, you know what I mean? They might ban you off Twitter, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
But it's a theory. It's not real, YouTube. Leave us alone. This is YouTube exclusive. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. So, well, I come to this conclusion. I was looking at Durant, the situation with Durant and Jay Williams, the situation between Durant and other people in the media. I'm seeing situations with Dame Lillard. I'm seeing situations with regular people and these accusations of, hey, look, we out here, these people said this, and then it comes out they might have not said that directly. Maybe they hinted at it. The biggest one I can recently remember is the Aaron Rodgers situation with Adam Schefter. After everybody was attacking Aaron Rodgers, talking about why did he put this out on draft day and ruin the Packers draft night because they said he wanted to be traded and he don't want to be there. Why would he run it? Adam Schefter said he never heard it from Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers didn't call him. He stated that he got an informed decision and decided that for the network, draft night would have been a great night to announce this. And that kind of, for me, that kind of hurt my trust because I'm like, why would you just report this and and Aaron Rodgers get attacked for it? I want to know your thoughts on a situation like that. And the media in general. It's a discussion.
Yeah. I mean, you made some great points. You know, the media is definitely, doing their thing as far as they're drawing their own narratives. You know, and there's always been a media practice. That's what the media does. You know, part of the media is to inform us, but a huge part of it is to entertain us. So, with those type of methods, that's what the media does. But now we're in the day and age where, speaking just on players, the players have a platform to not only respond, but to respond very quickly. So, when you use those old methods, of exaggeration or just flat out not telling the truth, the players are going to speak up on it because it wasn't really so much of a practice to just blatantly speak out on the media, saying something that's not necessarily a lie, but not 100% true. But nowadays, like I said, those responses are going to come quick, like with the KD and Jay Williams situation. That didn't happen. You said something that didn't happen. Or maybe KD not telling the truth. I don't who knows. It could be the other way. But with the media and their narratives, they have to realize that if it's not 100% true, there's a possibility of consequence with athletes striking back.
Yeah, and on that point, let's say even what Jay Williams said was true. Well, that sounded like a private conversation. And he might not wanted it out there. It might be a reason he popped back. Like, yo, I like Giannis. I felt disrespect that you said he's good as me or the next me. But at the same time, I like the dude. I don't want him to feel like, yo, you were. And I might have been drinking a little bit. We at a party, we hanging out. And I just like, bro, why you compare that dude to me, bro? You silly, you. And it could be like something like simple like that, not even a serious conversation. It could be like, hey, bro, don't ever, man, come on. You know how you do, man, come on. Don't ever compare that man to me, man. Come on. But the way Jay Williams presented it, KD said, "Don't ever compare that man to me." You see how the difference in tone can affect how
Hmm?
now Giannis might look at KD like, "Oh, we were cool." You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
so those it's little things that happen in the media. Chris Broussard saying he always texts Kevin Durant.
Yeah, I don't. That's not my guy at all, man. He was talking about, man. This man said Mark Cuban was driving around Texas looking for DeAndre Jordan, and I'm like, bro, why would a billionaire be driving around Texas looking for another man? Like, what are you talking about, man?
Yeah,
So yeah, it be those things like that that and nowadays too is also that clout chasing. Cloud chasing, or even not even to go that far, just wanting to be the first one with an exclusive scoop.
yeah,
Like man, oh man, KD told me this. He didn't tell y'all this. And like you said, that could have been a private conversation.
yeah,
Or something like, hey man, don't do that, bro. We just joking around.
yeah,
But because of Jay's position, two things. Number one, because of Jay's position, that's his job to, break news per se. Report, yeah, but also to break news. And another thing is, KD got to keep that in his mind too when he out here hanging out, talking and stuff like that. Yeah, Jay Williams cool, but Jay Williams also a reporter. He also worked for ESPN. So there's a couple of things that they should both keep in mind for sure.
yeah. Like I said, the Chris Broussard talking about he text KD, but he was a Twitter DM. I'm like, everybody can Twitter DM. We can Twitter DM KD. He might answer,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't mean text. That's a different connotation. Like you got his personal phone number, but you don't. You tweet
Yeah.
DM him, and it look bad. And that goes to politics and all that too. It's the same narrative. You go in here and you create, as you said, that little quick clickbait, getting the first to the story, breaking the news, wanting to get it out quickly, maybe not precisely. It's the same thing I saw with Stephen A. with the Ben Simmons thing. Some dude got text him,
Mm-hmm.
and all of a sudden the guy texts him, and then he was like, "Oh, this dude that texted me right while we was talking about Ben Simmons said Ben Simmons don't work hard and he babied all the time." Now,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm looking at it like, oh, somebody trying to use you to frame a narrative. And some people like, I'm like, who? Somebody got, because I don't think the team did it. Because that if we trying to trade Ben Simmons, saying he don't work hard will hurt his trade value.
Mm-hmm.
Now some people theorize it with Doc Rivers and to save his skin and make him look bad because Max was talking about him at the time or somebody else on the team. And some people said maybe it was AI, somebody part of the 76. I'm like, AI don't seem like the type to text somebody and tell him to tell the TV that. That don't seem like AI personality.
No, that's not his style.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He might have told you that during the regular season, but you wouldn't say he text you that right there. And little things like that is starting to cause like a rift between media, and that's on CNN, Fox News, and all that stuff. All the news channels, like that little rift between people and the media, and it kind of causing a distrust because all of a sudden, okay, you report the way you want to report, and they always did it. If you ever watch the local news, you notice that when a black man commit a crime, his face is on there like the whole time. But when a white person or a privileged white person specifically on there, they won't never show his face, and they got this excuse: we won't give him the satisfaction of showing his face on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah, I have never seen y'all not give a black man satisfaction of committing a crime and being on TV, but like those little narratives that you continuously make.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's their role, man. That's what they do. That's why outlets like this one are so important. It's not there. There isn't any filter on it, or there isn't any narrative that we're trying to push. We're balanced all the way across the board. If you messing up, you're messing up. If you're doing good, you're doing good. It doesn't matter. Where you are, who you are. So but with the media, that matters. We if the Lakers playing bad, we're not gonna talk about what I'm saying, we'll talk about them, but we're not gonna talk about them in the same light as if the Knicks playing bad. So I mean the media is all that narratives and stuff, man. And I don't like because these the same people, the same people that's out here not telling the truth on KD. These the same people that vote for MVP. and vote for Six Man of the Year, and all these awards. So it's like the media just has so much stake in the game to not be honest all the time, and to have these certain type of narratives. It's too much stake in the game for them to even have that like that.
I said the same thing. I will diss Tucker Carlson and these my two. These my probably my top three. It's gonna be like Nancy Pelosi, Sean King, Tucker Carlson, and Marjorie Taylor Greene. That's even as you can get.
Yeah, even as you can get.
Yo, Sean King, I don't like you. Tucker Carlson, I don't like you either, but yeah, you ready to do it. Hey, bro, you know they're gonna defend him too. Well, you don't like Sean King, hey man, that man profits off us, bro. I don't play the game.
Yeah. And that's another thing about the way that the media is set up now is that, all right, so they put out these narratives. There are people online on these social media networks that wake up in the morning and look for narratives to run with. Just to go back to sports, like, Ben Simmons, the narratives that they drew up for Ben Simmons. Okay, there's somebody that's waking up is like, oh, okay, I see this narrative, I'm gonna run with it. The same in any case with the media. Anything that's out there, there's going to be somebody that's going to run with the narratives and that's going to take the opposite side. It's people that wake up and do that. So, the media and the way that they do that, the way they portray things, it hasn't caught up with the way that people think now, which makes it more dangerous. Just like with the Tupac and Biggie thing. They were starting that beef. The media was conjuring up that beef, but they didn't know that this is a real street beef. Like, these are real street people. So it kind of changed the direction the media handled, rap, just the music industry in general. Any confrontation in general in Hollywood, it just changed the way that it did. So, now that you have these people that's just running off of these narratives no matter what, it's time for a change.
When you said the Ben Simmons thing, ESPN had a Ben Simmons thing this morning. That's a week later.
Yeah.
A whole week later, it's still running Ben Simmons thing. Why? Because that's hot. You might say you ran a Ben Simmons thing, but I added Ben Simmons in a way where I was talking about his mental health.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's not the same as a degree because I could easily go clickbait. YouTube is full of clickbait. I can go out here and just go ahead and just scream at my heart's desire how trash Doc Rivers is. I'll say it, but I could go make a whole narrative about it and create it. But it is what it is. I just state my stats and go on. Same thing with Ben. You can just go out there and just diss him the whole time. And by the way, people get famous for doing stuff like this. You see, Stephen A. got famous for dissing Kwame Brown.
Yeah.
He was just a host on SportsCenter one night. As he's starting to get on no more, but he wasn't usually on no. He had that, he can't dribble, he can't shoot, blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden,
that rant.
Yeah, that rant. And all of a sudden, he started getting more on with Skip Bayless, who got famous clearly off hatred of LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
If we're being honest, he was on.
Yeah.
And by the way, let me tell you, I'm old, so I can tell you how this is. Cold Pizza was Woody Page show. Mm-hmm. Woody Page would have starred him and what's the host name was?
Jay Crawford.
Yeah, Jay Crawford and all them. It wasn't a debate show per se. It was a sports show that just tell you what happened. It was kind of lit too. I love that. Woody Page and them. They had a little debate segments. And then Skip came on there and had a rant about LeBron that didn't make sense. Because I can't remember which game. LeBron scored like a ridiculous amount of points. It's basically he was an internet troll.
Yeah.
And he got famous because people like to argue with him, which get views. So when you see them come out with this crazy narrative and these players or the old players who trying to get their name on ESPN, they come up with these crazy statements, it's profit for them.
Yeah.
It'll be profit for me if I just came out here and start ranting about crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually like people would click because people want to argue. I teach my class. If you want to pull at heartstrings, go speak on something that you know controversial and pick a side and stand that side hard as you can. Don't consider, don't think, don't consider like, okay, this and this can happen. And that's my biggest problem with this YouTube interview. If I want to blow up, I can just, I'm going completely on this side.
Mm-hmm.
Fox News, and we going crazy with it.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna get a bunch of liberal people who gonna come with me and be on my team, and then a bunch of people that gonna come in my comments and argue and maybe call me the N-word because some of the Fox News audience, that's what they do. I've seen it a few times, but I come up with constructive things, and some people say they like me for it. It might not be as popular, but I do me, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that goes to my point. It's people that wake up in the morning to take the liberal side. It does. They're not even. They hear what you're saying, but what they really hear is that you're not on what they on.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna wake up and take your side. Just like it's people on the other side that wake up and look for people to call the N-word. Then they come across your content and be like, "Oh, I got one right here, N-word." Enter, click, whatever. And so that's just how it is now. That's how things work, and all that is packaged into the media. Because when the media does, do that, work their agenda and put out, things that are not necessarily 100% true, those things happen. The people wake up and, do what they do.
By the way, what happened last week, Jay Williams was trending for the first time in like years.
Mm-hmm.
So guess what? He got a name back, and then he does this typical thing where, hey, I'm getting attacked, but I'm a bigger person, so I won't respond to it. I'm like, bro, you wasn't attacked. He just called you a liar. Respond to it. Like, either you told the truth or you didn't. He like, I stand on what I said. And then that's all I'm going to say about it. I'm like, but again, it's this, I'm trending now. I'm going to get more TV time because people going to watch what I have to say.
Yeah, and people will lie for that. People will take an L for that. Like, man, if I get punched in my face, but I get 250 likes, 250,000 likes for getting punched in the face, I'm cool with that. And I'm thinking more so like the generation now, more so not even the generation now, just a lot of people.
Yeah,
a lot of people, they'll get punched in the face for 250,000 likes, and that's what it is. KD was like, man, you're a liar. Well, it doesn't matter if I'm a liar. Why? Because I'm trending.
Yeah. And KD trends, and I get more TV time. But I'm not even calling Jay Williams a liar. We gave you a scenario earlier where maybe KD got a little drunk, hanging with his boy. Hey man, you called you, and then he say, man, yeah, it's like you, and you're like, man, don't ever compare that dude to me. It could be something simple like that. So he might not necessarily be lying, but the KD might not like the way you presented it. You know what I mean? So I didn't say it like that. You are a liar in that case, or KD could just be lying and just want to protect his interests. Because I don't want to look like a player who attack other people. So everybody got their own interests, their own agendas. Fox News will put Tucker Carlson out there every day. So Tucker Carlson can go say that, or Pat Robertson can say, by the way, we're doing it tomorrow. Listen to White Guilt. We're going to talk about it tomorrow. It's a very interesting topic where they can say, oh, black people going to come and they're trying to take your houses. Tucker Carlson actually said that. That's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. But he said that. And guess what? You get people that's going to argue it because it's the most insane thing they ever heard. And you're going to get people that agree with it because they have what we're going to talk about tomorrow, white guilt. Or you're going to have Tucker Carlson put up a random statistic that say the stock market goes up 10% every time a prominent black person dies. And he put George Floyd, it went up 14% the next day. Martin Luther King went up 26% the next day. And like, why is this correlation there? I'm like, why would you even ask? Why is the correlation between a prominent black person dying? Malcolm X, he had like 12%. Like, why would you even put that up? Again, it's going to trend. It's going to trend because that's outrageous to say that. And that's, again, why Tucker Carlson is probably the #1 rated cable show on, news cable show on TV. Because other people might not be willing to go as far as to say, hey, killing a black man is good for stock market. Like that, like I'm not that racist. Cause like I'll go up for that clap.
Yeah. Because with that viewership, it's the people that agree with him. Plus, it's the people that don't agree with him. It's like I'll watch your show just to not agree with you, just to hate you.
Yeah.
And that's just how I work now.
That's my problem with cancel culture too. I'm like, bro, just block them. if you stop giving them attention, most of the people go away because they really ain't got that big of a fan base. A lot of these people would go away. Candace Owens would go away if black people didn't ignore her. Tommy Lauren, most of Tommy Lauren would 100% go away if black people. But people,
but black people don't want him to go away though. Yeah. That's what it is. You know, they want to argue with Candace Owens.
Yeah, they want that. I'm like,
they want that.
Yeah, because if you don't have that person to argue with, it's kind of like all the news went down when Trump not in office no more.
Yeah.
News ratings are plummeting. Like, if you look at the numbers, then the news ratings are disgustingly low, even from Fox News and the #1 show, because you got Joe Biden, who he does some stuff that's crazy to me too, but it's not as controversial. You know what I mean? So now he can just do controversial things without it being noticed because Trump ain't out telling the Proud Boys to stand down because it's some crap. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, what Trump, bro? I even found myself doing this to that level, even though I try to avoid it. That man did some crazy stuff that I had to go look up.
Yeah, he
would. He would be like, all those Nazis wasn't bad.
Yeah.
What? Did he really say this? And you up here watching the news, and I'm like, that's how their ratings get up. But I think that's on us as a society too, not just the media. The media is not to make money, so they gonna do what they gotta do to make their bread. So,
for sure.
So sometimes we gotta look at how we just consume stuff as society. What do we like? I know people complain about black businesses. Are you really supporting black businesses? Or we complain about this or that? Are you really supporting them, or are you just saying it just for the click? Right? I'm trying to get likes on Twitter or all of that. What are you really doing it for? And I think we got to look at ourselves and really figure it out. Because like I said, I brung up Sean King.
Yeah.
And by the way, Sean King ain't the first one. If you ever follow me on Facebook, my biggest beef probably ever, which I have a few of them, is probably Jesse Jackson.
Yeah.
Me and Jesse, I don't know. Jesse Jackson would be. That man, the scam artist, but I tell you what. But a lot of people like that kind of scam artists. A lot of them activists, they don't work for real, so they use activism to get a job. And I'm like, bro, I say this about the church and everything, bro. If your church worth $20 million in a poor neighborhood, that's my problem in Jackson. It's a church in Jackson. That's why they got mad at me on the radio. But but your church worth $20 million and every house in the neighborhood look like trash. Ain't no way you telling me you out here doing God's work. Because why everybody else's house look like trash around your $20 million church?
Right.
It doesn't make sense. Why you the only one being blessed? And you up here living in Clinton, but I ain't gonna mention that man's name. But okay.
Right. Yeah.
And Trail know what Clinton means to Jackson. Trail know what that is.
Yeah. For sure. 100%.
A lot of y'all might not know what that means. Clinton is the white area of the Jackson metro area. And he lived with the white area, and the church live in the hood, and everybody's house around the hood is trash. While he live in a $1 million house, and they have a $20 million church. But that's something else, you know what I mean? But stuff like that, man. Whatever profitable. It's all about profit. It's all about likes. It's all about attention. It's all about what's the name. And I think we need to have these deep discussions. And sometimes you're gonna disagree with me, and that's cool because we two different people. But I'm not on purpose out here trying to clickbait people to win stuff even I need to. Y'all think I should come in the chat if you think I should need to clickbait just because I need more attention. But yeah, Trey, that's a very interesting time when you actually break it down and think about it. The way I know Trey I don't want to know where we're going with this, but he got into it after a little bit.
No, yeah, it's you know, it's a lot of levels to it, you know. And it's it's the reporter themselves, it's the consumer,
the company
of the information, the company.
We ain't talking about that. CNN funds the Democratic Party, Fox News funds the Republican Party. So of course, which way you think they're gonna lean? If I give millions of billions of dollars into this entity, which way you think I'm gonna lean in?
Exactly, and it's even teams that fund into ESPN.
Yeah,
you can tell by the coverage and stuff like that. So it's so yeah, it's so many levels to it. You know, to the point where it's like you were saying, you know, it's all about just the people in general, you know, what they will and won't accept. But with people being able to speak out rapidly on misinformation, you know, it's a different game.
And the final thing I want to talk about before we get out there, we ain't gonna be too long. We'll try to give you a little 30-minute special, 25 minutes. Stephen A made a point. This told the I said I didn't talk about this before, but he made a point that the media is how the players get the word out now. And I'm like, that's false. The players can get the word out however they want. They can go on Pat McAfee show. I love shouting out Pat McAfee. They can go on Bust Life with Kwame Brown if they want to. I don't know how many want to, but they could. You can go on Hip Hop Uncensored. You can have an interview with a lot of these. You can come on here. I'm not begging you to, because I rather have my squad on here. But yeah, but if you want to, I'll interview you. You know what I mean? But yeah, you can come on any platform and just get your word out. And you got a big enough following, it works. You know what I'm saying? You promote it on Instagram, it'll work. People are like, oh, I want to see what you're talking about. The LeBron with the shop. So the basketball players got their own platform. KD got a podcast networking thing he got going on now. So he got that going on. So players got their own thing. The thing is, but this is what he don't say, because this is what's wrong. Oh, you owe us this because we pay your salary, because ESPN give you $30 billion to be shown on our show. So you owe us certain things. They do give them TV contracts be used, Trey.
Yeah, they do. They do. And
but they don't sound as good to the common person saying that over, oh, we the way to get your voice out. That's what we here for. Compared to, yo, you owe us this because we pay you a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you can hear the age in the you know, in the words that's being used, you know, as far as like you know, these are older people, you know, talking about, you know, oh yeah, you gotta come through the big machine to get the word out or something like that. But like now, I mean, man, that word can get out ASAP, anytime, all the time, 3:00 in the morning. It don't matter. You know, if I'm announcing that I'm getting traded, or you know, I'm signing a big contract, I'm not telling ESPN. I'm just gonna put it on the ground, and then ESPN can get it from there, because that's really what the media is turning into. They're not even the you know, the people who get the information. We have the information and we give it to them. You know, just as a people. You know, because that's all it be. They just be scrolling Twitter, seeing what's trending. So, you know, it's a whole different game, man. And you know, in sports, the problem that I have is that all these people are older people. All these people in their 50s, 60s, like, you know what I'm saying? Even Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp, like, all y'all guys are older, man. Like, y'all not, like, y'all don't know what's really going on, and y'all rich.
Yeah.
You know, so y'all really disconnected. You know, y'all disconnected from the way sports is now and society. So it's a lot to it, man. It's a lot.
Yeah, that's why I want to shout out Pat McAfee. If anybody don't know, Pat McAfee every Tuesday during the season has Aaron Rodgers on, because Aaron Rodgers said, yo, I like you. Also, to that point, Michael Wilbon, ESPN OG, told Pat McAfee he was stupid for starting his own network, and he should go out there and take all the money he can being a punter and get those $1 million and kick the ball. But Pat said no, and I'm going to start a network with my friends, which inspires me. He wasn't the first to inspire me, but that'd be probably Joe Budden them, even though we know how that turned out. But he got all his boys from his hometown and stuff and bring them along, said he's my friend, made a show. Now ESPN get their news from him, even though sometimes they won't even mention him, and they try to kick everybody off his show, said they can't come on in a memo, and then all the fans turned on him like, hey, you don't give Pat this show, we ain't watching. They like, no, we didn't mean it like that. We were talking about another way, but that's the power in there now. Pat McAfee fans can literally tell ESPN, no, dog, you better let Mark Schlereth or whoever on from here be on here with Pat. And
yeah.
So, like I said, Aaron Rodgers comfortable with this regular punter who not necessarily involved with ESPN or anything, and do what he want on YouTube.
Yeah.
and just do it, man. That's why the media's changing. But honestly, they basically should just tell the truth and be like, hey, we pay y'all, we get $30 billion, you owe us this TV time, and let them continue to give us that Marshawn Lynch. I'm just so I won't get fired.
Yeah.
That's where everybody is with the media now and how it's portrayed. Even though this is a form of media too, and like I said, people can use YouTube to clickbait and come up with these strange theories. This is what Ben Shapiro and all them people is like that, but or somebody real liberal person. Me, all that stuff don't matter. If you're from the hood, you know you don't care about that stuff. All the end of the day, you just trying to get out, girl. We trying to get out of here, man. So I hope to provide y'all with that kind of content. And should you trust the media? At the end of the day, that's the question we should ask. You can answer in the comment. I don't know. It's still I don't know, because they are good sources. They got a lot of sources. So they do know things, but at the same time, you got to be looking out for that clickbait. ESPN and CNN, all them turning to YouTube, what it used to be back in the day.
Yeah.
When they used to say, hey, I shot somebody, and they didn't shoot nobody. It was just clickbait to get you on the channel.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
But man, I'm glad to have Trail here. Anything else you want to say about the media? Let it off before we get out of here. See if you want to get canceled or not.
No, I'm good. Okay, cancel, man. You know, just pay attention to the sources, man, and you'll be all right, man. For real.
Yeah, and think for yourself, man. Don't let somebody else think for you, because black people are not trying to steal your house.
Right.
That was insane, and I can't explain why the stock market go up when black people die. Don't try it. Don't try it, cause I might have something on me.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, you want to be a martyr, bro? My stock went down. No, fam, don't listen. Listen to Tucker Carlson might get you in trouble, man.
Real talk.
Yeah, so I want to appreciate y'all. Hit that like button, hit that follow button, follow Trail. You see his name right there at the top of his corner, and you see mine up here right there. Hit that follow button. This is only on YouTube, but we be on Apple, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. We be on all those with What's You 99. Tomorrow is white guilt. I want to break it down into a deeper segment between liberal and conservative white guilt. It's a very good episode. I'm looking forward to that episode. I will be joined by Unico Williams, aka my co-host, and it's gonna be a fun one, man. Because I think that's a deep dive too that we gotta really break down on why they think like that and why that can be harmful either way, from the liberal perspective and the conservative perspective. And I want to thank y'all for watching. Please, again, one more time, hit that subscribe button, and remember to keep stuff, because why? Hey, man, you might be the next big thing in the YouTube space, and you can tell the truth and not let this media control your narrative. And then something amazing can happen, or you can get canceled, and something amazing can still happen, and you'll be a martyr for that movement. Okay. Peace.
Peace.